These 3 bookkeeping mistakes hurt business owners every single tax season. Hello everyone, my name is Mike Braun, and in this video today, I'm going to be going over 3 very common bookkeeping mistakes that I see every tax season with many business owners and business owners of really any business type. So let's get right into it. Number 1, the most common bookkeeping mistake that I see all the time is obviously business owners having all their personal transactions go through their business bank account. This is a big no-no, obviously, for obvious reasons. When it comes to separating your personal and business transactions, it's very important to make sure you have a business bank account for all of your business transactions and a personal account for all of your personal transactions. Separating these makes your bookkeeping life a lot easier because at the end of the year, if you were to do your bookkeeping and at the very end of the year come January, it's going to be a lot more of a smoother process than having to look through and see all these different personal expenses that were mixed into your business. And if personal expenses are being put into your business, it's also a big red flag to the IRS if they were to ever review or have any questions about any of your financials related to your business. So that's worth noting that separating your business and your personal finances is super important. Number 2 is not reconciling all of your balance sheet accounts. So I feel like some of the balance sheet accounts that a lot of business owners usually reconcile are mainly the bank accounts. That's what we all kind of think of when it comes to having to reconcile any sort of accounts. But there's other accounts as well that need to be reconciled every month. And those accounts include obviously your bank statements, any sort of bank accounts that you have, any sort of loan accounts that you have as well, and credit card accounts. So any sort of credit cards that you have for your business, those need to be reconciled every single month. And the only other thing that might need to be reconciled, and usually this is done by your tax preparer or your tax accountant at the end of the tax year, is some of your actual asset accounts, so the actual equipment and any sort of buildings, accounts like those where depreciation comes into factor. Whenever there's an account like that, that also needs to be at least reviewed and reconciled, mainly by some sort of tax accountant or your tax preparer. It is possible though for obviously you to do that as well, but that is one of the other accounts that needs to be reconciled. And really, how to reconcile, it's super basic. Obviously, you're really just looking to make sure that your book balance matches your bank balance. The whole purpose of this is to avoid any sort of duplicate transactions and basically so you're not missing any sort of transaction when you're reviewing your financials, so that you're claiming every single expense and all your income that you need to be. And for the last mistake I have, this is a very common one that I don't feel like a lot of other bookkeepers and accountants really go over enough, and that is not collecting W-9s and filing 1099s. I feel like these are something that a lot of business owners kind of overlook, is W-9s need to be collected for every contractor that you have, mainly before you hire them to do work. I know a lot of business owners usually hire contractors and then they get a W-9 for them after work. Trust me, it saves yourself the stress if you just get the W-9 before, because at the end of the year, you don't want to be scrambling to have to find out all this contractor's information because you're trying to file a 1099 right before the deadline of January 31st. It can get really strenuous at the end of each tax year when that comes into play. So please gather your W-9s throughout the tax year. Do a semi-annual review, do a quarterly review. Just make sure that you're checking and gathering those W-9 information that you need to really help your business out, especially come at the end of the tax season when it's January and you know you need to file these 1099s. So that's really all I have for the 3 common bookkeeping mistakes that I see all the time. And be sure to subscribe to this video. And if you have any comments, questions, be sure to drop that in the comments down below. So with that, I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.